Two other features that I want to introduce to you really quick that help a lot when you're working with print is guides and rulers. And I want to introduce both of these to you because they're really, really helpful. The first thing we want to do is show the rulers, and this will show us on screen what our images will look like and the size that they'll be when actually printed. To view the rulers, very simple. You simply go up to the View menu and choose Rulers. You can see there's also a keyboard shortcut of Control or Command R. As soon as you click it, the rulers appear on your document. And right now, I'm not exactly sure what unit of measure this is in. So the easiest way to change the unit of measure for the rulers is to just right-click. And here you can see that we're in inches, which is exactly what we want to be in. But if you wanted to change it, you could just choose another option here. And now I'm viewing it in points. I right-click and change again, and now I'm back to inches. So it's really easy to change the unit of measure. Inches is standard for US printing, and so that's what we're going to work with because we're sending this to a US printer at the end. Another helpful feature, and the rulers come in handy when you're setting these, are called guides. And guides are non-printing elements that show up on the screen, and they help us design, and they give us some guidance, as the name indicates, but at the same time, they don't ever print. So they give us, the designer, a tool to use to help compose our document without affecting the final document. And there's a couple different ways to add guides. One of the easiest ways is to simply go to View and then choose New Guide. In here, you can put in a guide based on its actual position. So we want a position at horizontal and vertical that's 0.25 inches because we've got that 1/4 inch bleed that we set up. So I'm going to just put in 0.25 and click OK. And you can see now we've got a new horizontal guide that's a 1/4 inch into our document. We're going to do the same thing to place a vertical guide. So I click vertical when I bring up the window this time, and I'm going to make my position 0.25 and tell it OK. And there we go. So now I've got a vertical and horizontal guide a 1/4 inch in, which is exactly where I need it. However, I also need those 1/4 inch guides on the right side and the bottom of my document. I want to show you another really easy way to move guides into your document, and you can simply drag them from the ruler. So I'm going to click up here on the ruler and drag it down. And, you know, sometimes this is easier for people because when I look at my ruler, I can see over here on the left-hand side, I can see that little indicator. I know how to read a ruler fairly well. And of course, you can also see as I'm moving up and down, it's showing me exactly where that guide's going to be. I want it to be at 4.5, and boom, there it is. I'm going to do the same thing to drag a guide out over here to the right. I just click in the ruler, drag on out into my document, and I go to where I need it, and then a 1/4 inch back, which is going to be 5.75. I let go, and there it is. So now I've got all of the guides set up on my document, and they're very easy to move. I can simply move the mouse over one of the guides, and you see that the cursor changes to this indicator, and then I can move the guide to different places in the document. However, I just made sure that I set them up properly, so I probably don't want to move them. In that case, we can also lock our guides. So in order to lock the guides, I'm simply going to go to View, and then right here you see the option Lock Guides. So I click that, and now I can't move my guides anymore. I'm going to unlock them really quick just to show you one last trick. If I want to get rid of a guide, I can simply click on it and drag it right into the ruler, and that deletes it. And again, of course, I could just drag it right back out. And I can go back to View, Lock Guides. While we're here, just one last thing. If I want to get rid of all of the guides on my document, I can just choose this option here, Clear Guides, and that will delete them all. I don't want that choice, however. I want my guides right where I put them, so I'm going to choose Lock Guides from this menu, and now I can't move them around. And it also marks exactly where my image is going to be. When I actually print these out and have the final image, this will be the edge of the paper. This area over here is just my bleed space.